One thing I found about autism when my son was first diagnosed, and I have a 12-year-old son who's in the day school, and he was diagnosed at 2.5 with autism. And for a really long time, one of the hardest things I've had to deal with autism is feeling isolated. Having a son who screams and tantrums in crowded areas, family gatherings, who can't tolerate birthday parties or restaurants, who can't be calm for play dates or with company in the house. It makes it very difficult for a family to be social and involved in the community. So in our case, our 12-year-old son, Anders, was so overwhelmed in those situations that he would completely fall apart. He would hit, kick, bite, and just anything to escape the situation. Respite care was hard to come by because a lot of these centers that offered weekend respite would say that we weren't appropriate because his behaviors were too serious. So the people who sometimes need the respite care the most are the people who are excluded from it. It's hard to find babysitters. You can't hire a 17-year-old to come. You have to have, people who can handle the behaviors they're going to face. Participation in public school was very difficult because interaction with the typical kids was just so overwhelming for our son. And so the four walls of our home and the privacy of our backyard became our safety zone. And we got used to it, but sort of. And it just became really lonely and isolated as we sort of retreated further into that safety zone. But that all changed when we started in at the day program at NACC. And immediately everyone just started tackling all these behaviors. The expectations were set so high, it was sort of startling to us of what they planned to do. But they did it, and with a tremendous amount of work and analysis of what was going on, a program was established to target some of these behaviors. One thing in particular that was noted was that novel environments was very hard for our son. He really had gotten so used to not leaving his classroom in public school or leaving our house, and they just started right off on that and had him start working on going into different offices and different places around the school. And what we noticed was all the anxiety and all those behaviors just started really dropping immediately. And he was able to do more jobs around the school, feel more part of the school, and that was reinforced when they took him on trips to the community. But the really amazing part was without a whole lot, he really was able to transition it to home. And we didn't do nearly as much as the school did, but we got all the benefit at home. And he started going out and doing things. And he's more comfortable in restaurants. He'll even order now. He'll go into stores. He'll tolerate my daughter having a play date over at the house. He can sit around at Christmas and hang out with everybody. And the real irony is that I was really reluctant for him to go to NECC because I was afraid I would remove him further from the community by sending him to this special school during the day. But the absolute opposite has happened. It's really opened up the world to us. And he's just so more excited to go out and engage with people and in the community. And we feel so much less prisoners in our own home. And we're a lot happier. And there's consistency of expectations for our son. He's more comfortable in his own skin. And I can't thank the school enough for all the effort. It's been a tremendous amount of effort. And it's been, and not just what they've done for our son, but also for us as a family to not let us just stay where we were, but to say, no, it can be better and really push us there. So that's sort of my view of the school, is it's just been life-changing in a year and a half. And I just can't wait to see where they take us next. So it's going to be great.